In this part, I was going to talk about what I would do to change. I had 7 cons, more like 10 cons that, or 9 actually, that I felt like uh, weren't helping, and I feel like just saying that they didn't work and not offering anything in return would be uncool. And so I'm going to try to be cool here and offer changes for these cons. I don't know if what I'm going to say is going to be any good. That's up to you to decide. I do feel as though that the way I would do it would be, it would seem less head scratching for the people that are scratching their heads, and it would seem more conclusive for the people that kind of feel that it's left open ended. And in the inverse, the people that think it should have been left more open ended, it will be. Is that a paradox? Absolutely not. Stay tuned. The Ali Sheedy character, just to change. I mean, like I said in the cons video, um, she shouldn't have changed her clothes. She shouldn't have gotten a makeover at all. Uh, the Emilio Estevez character should have just found her to be beautiful over the course of time, not through a change of physical appearance. I think that's actually kind of bullshit if you think about it. I think it's really bullshit. And I think even Ali Sheedy, I saw an interview with her, and she kind of thinks it's bullshit. She doesn't go as far as to say it's bullshit. Diablo Cody did an interview on the DVD. She kind of says that she thinks it was a sellout move. I have to agree. I don't think she needs to change anything. I would have cut the the makeup scene out all the way. I think that she I wrote so small. She a random kiss at the end. Like I said, I would have just cut that out. I would have had her steal his, like, them have like a little giggly moment, I guess, kind of, where they kind of like, they might like each other. You're pretty sure they do, but maybe neither of them want to say it. And then she steals his patch, and then that's it. Maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds tops, instead of maybe it got like maybe 50 seconds. So I would have cut 30 seconds off right there. I think it's better. I think it's more realistic. And then I would have made her character a little less hard to figure out, and not in the way where she's not lying about things, because I would have kept that. I just think that instead of having her kind of be like in the circle part, the really dramatic part of the movie, when she's kind of like the ringleader. She's the one that changes the subject when it gets too heavy. I think that I would have brought some of those qualities to the forefront earlier in some way, or maybe even later if I had more time. Like, because the way I would have cut the movie might have been different. So I would have maybe showed that she has feelings, because she knows what it's like to be ignored, and she knows what it's like to be neglected. So maybe she wants to show that she, has something to offer, through knowing when to change a subject, if something that simple, or through other things. I would have made her character slightly more dynamic, even though she is probably the most dynamic character in the movie. I would have gone even further. For the Ringwald, how she hates Bender and then she wants him. It's simple. Add a scene in the middle. Give them more to build on for that to happen. In the circle scene, she says she hates him. Then they all make up through Ali Sheedy breaking the ice, and them going through random stuff, and then for some reason they all they do the dancing and all that, and then she likes him after that. It's like you can't go from point A to point F, like I said. I think that all you needed to do was add maybe like a minute a segment where maybe they talk about something, and maybe where like Bender maybe maybe gives a half-hearted apology about how he said that they would never be friends. You don't have to go all the way, because Molly Ringwald is the one that takes the leap. So I think that he comes halfway, she goes. Maybe he comes a quarter of the way, she goes 3/4 of the way. Make it look a little better. There's a lot of ways. I mean, I could write 10 different scenes right now about how that could happen. I don't think that's the issue. How Anthony Michael Hall was shafted. I think that like I said, the group I don't think the character himself would mind if everybody's pairing off, because if they were all friends, like what they should have kind of ended up being at the end, even though that was the part of the movie that was left open-ended, even though I think it should have been a different part. But if they all ended up being friends together, he wouldn't have minded if they paired off in that way. But I think that, with that part being left open-ended and you not knowing, I think it's kind of bullshit that he doesn't get a woman and he gets left with writing the paper. It's bullshit. What I would have done is, like I said, brought the group together towards the end of the movie. You started the movie with a couple voiceovers, end the movie with voiceovers, because you do a voiceover anyway. I think that would be fine. Granted, he's the one who wrote the paper, but that doesn't. I mean, he wrote it with their permission through their voice. So I think that they all could have been used in the voiceover. The ending is too tidy. Like I said, could have been a little bit more open-ended in some ways and less open-ended in other ways. I think that I would have made it in the circle scene. I would have added a couple lines in about how maybe some people they recanted how shitty they felt when they said that they wouldn't acknowledge him in the hallways. They wouldn't be friends with him. I think I would have had maybe Molly Ringwald go back on that, or maybe even Bender, but maybe not during that scene. Maybe during the scene with Molly Ringwald. I just feel like friendship is more important than these little budding romances they have, and I feel like you have to go a step further than what John Hughes went in cementing that. And so I think that you could have just one or two lines in that scene could have really made it seem more hopeful. And then no kissing at the end. You don't need that. It's high school. That'll happen eventually. I like the exchanging of items. The earring I thought was great, and I really liked it when she stole his patch. It's kind of like she didn't sell out. It's like she's gonna steal his patch, but she does like him, so it's it all works in the end. There's no closure with the principal. I feel like that's one of the scenes I really wanted. The scene where, like I said, I detailed in my last video. He reads the note, and then instead of having it seem as profound as like what we were thinking it was, he puts it in his drawer with a kind of a little stack of notes. Even though he said that they were trying something new, I would have maybe changed that. Don't say that line. Just hand out the papers as though it was business as usual. Have him read it, see a bunch of notes in the stack. He put it in there and close it, and then just go about his business. I think that would have been a profound statement for the fact that all these generations of kids that he's taught feel as though that they change and they get better. And so maybe have him have a smirk on his face, like, yeah, okay, there's hope yet, but not so much to where he wouldn't think too much to just put it in there and slam the door. Kind of a two-way thing, but could have done it like maybe towards the end of the movie. The hallway scene, I don't think the hallway scene's needed. I think that you could cut most of that out. Granted, it leads to Bender getting caught and put into the closet, but I don't think that you need that to be the setup. You could have gone somewhere else. There's a lot of places you could go. He could have been, the principal could have came in and saw all the ruckus thrown around and assumed it was him and then put him in there. I think that would have been okay. That scene's funny. The hallway scene's funny and it's cool, but I think that it drags on, and I think that it kind of makes Bender's character look more stupid in a way that wasn't built up previously. Also, I think that the pairing off at the end, it should have been a group, like I said, the voiceover, instead of just pairing off. At the end, before the car scene, they all should have looked at each other and maybe gave a sign that it was going to be okay. So let me know what you guys think about these changes. If you have any changes yourself, I want to hear those, obviously. And take it easy. Don't you forget about me. No, but seriously, don't. I need views.